Hello guys, this is Joshua Hawes. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to do a video quickly, maybe not quickly, we'll see, explaining my thoughts on episode 3 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Overall it's a good episode, but there's one flaw that I have with it, which I'll get to by the end. But this episode, quite cool stuff happened. Baron Zemo's becoming a lot more interesting character as he escapes and he helps Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they have that dynamic. There are a lot of complications by getting him pretty much busted out of prison, in order to get busted out of prison in order to help them, because there's a lot of complications, such as especially with his relationship to Wakanda, because Baron Zemo killed their leader, King T'Chaka, I think his name is. So I've got to check something. Something just went off. So yeah, that's just that's an interesting thing that happened, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff coming on. We're starting to see the more why I forget what they're called, flag smashers, that had with the planet, what their intentions are and why they feel like this way, because they basically needed support, but as soon as the people came back, their support was pretty much gotten rid of for the people that have just gone back. But of course they established that the way they're going about it is wrong and evil and just not good. So I like that. I like when they start to give villains something. They continue to make the new Captain America a complete hateable a-hole. He annoys me, and I know that's the point, and I have to keep reminding myself that is the point. And he's not completely, and we see him get a lot more aggressive and stuff. I like the fact that they gave him the scene in episode 2 of a human thing of the pressure he's going through, that he's going through a lot of pressure, and we started to see in this episode that he's got so much pressure that he's crumbling. Not saying everything isn't his fault and he's fine. He did say some mean stuff to Falcon, calling him a psychic and stuff, but he's starting to crack under that pressure, which is very interesting to see, and they've already started doing that, which is something I really like. The underworld criminal gang, wherever this place is, looks really nice. It looks like they have parties and everything. Sharon Carter makes her return. We haven't seen her in ages, and it kind of shows that she's in a completely different place, because the Avengers got their pardoned and they were no longer criminals, but because she was an Avenger, she wasn't. She's still a criminal. She is on the run, and which creates an interesting dynamic, because she's not fully covered in the superheroes, because none of the superheroes came to her after they were freed and be like, can she be free? She's done nothing wrong. She's annoyed that none of them came to her, so she's in an interesting place as well with these returning characters. And every time Baron Zemo's just in it, you can tell he's the bad guy because he's tricking people. He's not overly forcing it, and he is a bad guy that will, get caught at the end of this. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff, like the action. Although this has had the best action, it still had good action, but it's not the best. It had the most action. Like Sharon Carter has some of the best scenes that I think I've ever seen her in, and this new character of what she's gone through, and if she didn't blip for more than 5 years, is incredibly interesting. I'm thinking if she blipped, then she's looking about 4 or 5 years as a criminal. But if she didn't blip, then that's looking about 9 to 10 years as a criminal, which is incredibly kind of interesting. Overall though, I really like the characters, I like the action. Some parts of the story are about to be, there's this mysterious power broker that's on the loose, and it's creating some theories. This show, I've noticed, doesn't really have as much theories, because it's very more traditional compared to WandaVision, which is great, but it's so mysterious, that show, as it gave you a lot of fears and a lot of questions. This doesn't, like, I haven't had really any questions about the show so far. And yeah, let's talk about the final part of this show, which is an ending. They're going to the next bit. He sees a little bean, and I was thinking that looks familiar. Bucky's like, you go ahead, I'll just have a little walk. And they're just like, okay, whatever. Picks up another one, he picks up another one, then he goes to his arrow, picks up one, and he's like, yeah, I believe he drops something. He turns around, it's a Wakandan, and she asks, where is Baron Zemo? And of course, like the MCU shows do, they cut right there. They're like, boom, donezo, no more. Boom, donezo, that's the end of the show. Overall, this was a really good episode. It created some interesting development with the characters. My only flaw, there was a minor flaw, but I don't really consider, is that I haven't been guessing, or that this hasn't been the kind of show that has loads of theories that keep you interested. Like, I kind of forgot about this show until the new episode came out, but I still remember what happened, so I'm not like, I didn't like completely forget what had happened in the past. But yeah, this was which I don't really mind. That's just a thing that might be a bit better if there was some of that. But if that, I'd much rather have the show be good than just a bunch of mysteries for the sake of a bunch of mysteries. I don't have COVID, don't worry. But my main flaw is that I feel like we're halfway through the show. This show's only got 6 episodes, and the stakes have not been risen yet. I kind of feel like at this point, the stakes need to rise. Otherwise, like, wow, why? Like, like what's the point? I feel like the stakes needed to rise a bit more, but they didn't. All I will say is they need to have the stakes risen by episode 4 next week. Because if they don't, they will only have 2 episodes to really build the stakes, and I'm not sure they can do that. And the final episode needs to have those build stakes. So the stakes, I feel like, need to start building, because I felt like the stakes of the show has felt the same throughout the entire show out. But that's just a minor gripe. I still very much enjoy the show. These are just my thoughts on the this episode of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, turn notifications on. Never miss a video. Let me know in the comments section below what you thought about this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.